What I heard once again out of what you said is I'm kind of triggered a train of thought, and you said there's I'm almost hearing out of you that AI has still so many limitations because of its rudimentary design that it creates its own deceleration. And if I'm a big fan of Kahneman's book, Think Fast, Think Slow, are you kind of saying that the limitations of AI that we have right now are kind of its saving grace? Because I think most people who are pushing it would love for us to start firing people and just vibe code and AI will do everything, which is ridiculous. But is that kind of what you're saying? Is that the limitations of AI are kind of its saving grace at the same time?
Well, I think the limitations of AI are actually the limitations of people too, right? Because it is hard to legitimately work with AI. It is easy to shove in a couple of prompts and bang, but it's really hard to guide it into the space that it is good at. That is really different than you. So there's a lot of everything from, true slop, which I think is toxic and bad for the world, to AI generated content that doesn't really matter, but people don't like it and it's just kind of lazy, to AI generated content that's really good, that's with the human and is really good, to incredible new discoveries, if you like, and places to go with AI. So we have a structure, and in our research we found sort of three things that dominate the way that people use AI, the way that it changes how people work with AI. The first one is blending, how it blends with your thinking and reasoning. Second one is bonding, how it changes your identity, your sense of identity, what you are. And the third one, which is the most important, is bending, which is how your meaning making changes and what you're prepared to try and what you're prepared to do. If you can visualize those three in a classic kind of BCG 2x2, but make it a 3x3 because there's three of them, and there's high and low dimensions, you can see that there's a cube, right? And at the bottom pole of that cube, that's where you're low on everything and you're putting AI into the role of a doer. You're just getting it to do stuff for you, automate that, go check this, da-da-da-da-da. And you're not really thinking that much about it. It doesn't change you at all. But then if you imagine being up in that top right-hand corner when you're high on everything, that's what we call a co-author. You put AI in the role of a co-author. Now, though, if you imagine that as a polarity, there's poles there. Forget about all the other, 6 roles. They're important, but just imagine in your own mind that pole. What you've got there is sort of the showing of what it takes to be really powerful with AI, to use AI really, really well. And you need to understand that doer role before you can step through these other roles to this co-author role. If you get into that co-author role, it is wicked powerful. Like, it is just phenomenal. And the limitation on getting there is a couple of things. One of them is what we've talked about, which is the design of the tools. The other is that we're kind of not very good at doing it as humans because we want to offload as much cognition as we can if it's efficient and we get the same result. That is a biological imperative. That's how we evolved. That's why this is, a 20-watt light bulb energy, not like the entire Columbia River Gorge of data centers, right? Yeah. And so this is a biological imperative, and we have to act consciously to override that, to escape that biological imperative. And we do that through culture, and we do that through meaning, we do that through that sense of purpose. It's a very social thing. So to really be up in that top corner, you need to have three things. You need to have really good awareness, and that's hard, right? You tell people to do that on social media, and it's like that's why we have phone boxes that people left and detoxes. It's hard to do. The second one is agency. You've got to be able to choose. That's where the design comes in. Can you choose it? Can you not? Doesn't exist. It's also where corporate mandates come in, you have to use AI, or you're not allowed to use AI.
I think there's kind of mixed
where,
messages. Use it, but don't use anything that we haven't approved, kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, people live with that all the time. And the big one that you referred to, this politics of inevitability, where, oh, well, it's all going to be AI anyway, so you may as well just roll over. And the third one is accountability, showing up for others. And we're actually kind of bad at all of them. And the tools are designed specifically to erode that third one. There is nothing in these design of these tools that incentivizes you or even vaguely nudges you into showing up for other people. You're just head down, focused on, I've got to prompt my next Claude, whatever it is. You become obsessed. You read about, you talk to some of these developers who literally just can't stop starting another agent, can't stop starting another project in Claude Code or Codex. So this stopping and showing up for others, whether it's putting down what you're doing and stepping out and talking to someone, or whether it's actually just collaborating within the tools. Like the AI tools do not support collaboration in any meaningful way.
Although I've seen some attempts in that direction with Copilot versions, question mark.
Well, yeah, but it's pretty awful.
Well, I hear you.
We've got a long way to go, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, good. I'm really looking forward to this next question.